What's going on, and welcome to the Stick Drift Podcast, a podcast for all things cars, racing games, motorsports, and more. Josh, we've both ended up wearing a black hoodie today, except yours is a Nike one, and mine's the Motorfest hoodie, so mine's better, I've decided. Welcome back to episode... I want to say... What is it, like...
Oh, who knows at this point?
It's definitely one of the episodes. And this episode of the Stick Drift Podcast is going to be a bit shorter because there's not a lot of news that has happened recently, no.
Bit of an understatement.
Yeah, even though...
Last episode was filmed on a Monday?
Yeah, which was a fair while ago. Like, it was a whole week, a set of days, a whole set of weekdays. And... we've not gotten any new car news since, really.
It's that time of year, though. It's gonna be a rough few months.
But I've got some fun stuff that I thought we could possibly go through. Other than that, the main bits of car news are so whatever. You know what? It's the absolute nuisance that is car journalism when it comes to Twitters and headlines and whatnot. Especially now that it doesn't show the headline, it just shows the caption and then an image. It's just like, here's a render of a made-up car we did. We thought we'd make up a car, here's a render. And this car, if it existed, could have 10,000 horsepower. It might come to market. It could be EV. And it's the most nothing burger article.
Oh wow, car of course a plague.
There was like BMW. I want to say they did. I think I remember it because they did like a BMW like edition or something.
It was an outrageous one.
Yeah, and it was just like we looked at it. I was like, oh, a new BMW thing. And then each one of them is like, could have this much brake horsepower. It could be this size engine. It might be that, like, whatever. And that, like, it literally was just like, check out this render of a car we did. It's so like, the Revuelto renders that were going around way back when, those I understand, because that was a car we'd seen technically. Like, we'd seen the spotted while spotted of it, right? So they were just sort of like using the spotted while spotted to make what it might look like.
Yeah.
And then, at least based on some information, because the car was spotted while spotted, meaning it probably had a bit of information out. But no, they will just go, hey, here's this car. We decided that it might look like this. And then the most nothing article ever read. It's a stain. Car journalism, stain recently. Absolute stain.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I kind of feel for her when there's times like this when nobody is doing anything.
Yeah.
They have nothing to post, and they have to post like daily.
yeah. Then again,
I think it was all a car posted about picnic table, like best picnic tables, like fit in your car or something. They're really running out of ideas.
Yeah, I suppose it's a matter of, you know, I say they're a stain. I don't hate them that much. Obviously, they're where we get the car news and whatnot.
Got beef with all car.
Elon's still broken the Twitter bot that we used to put it into like a filtered feed, so we still can't manage that. But the car journalism is fine. It's just those few articles that I have a massive problem with, because they're so pointless and they annoy me.
They're like Tesla's claims of performance and ability, but as articles. Like, can serve briefly as a boat is a Carwell statement.
Yeah. But then other news recently in this quicker, shorter one is
news.
the strikes. I forgot to mention last episode, but there was some updates on the strikes. One was the Mack trucks are now joining the strike, as well as I think a couple other semi-truck manufacturers of some kind, and no real solution has been reached yet, I don't think. I'm fairly certain what I read was there was like a record deal that was like 20% increase over the next few years, something to do with cost of living, and it
over the next few years is unironically a tragic deal. But yeah. Because they're just going to give him 5% over like 5 years or something.
Yeah, and by that point, I imagine everything will have gotten even worse. So,
Pointless at that point. Just...
yeah. So this is from NPR. I saw 20% somewhere, and I was reading through that somewhere. Ford, GM, and Stellantis have said they've already put record offers on the table that include wage increases of more than 20% over 4 years and return of cost of living allowance.
I wasn't far off. It is always 4 years, not 5.
Yep. A faster progression to the top wage, additional paid holidays, and more. Now, it depends what the demands are, really, right? Because that putting an offer on
the... 40%, didn't they?
Was it 40% that they wanted? Yeah, so it would be about half of what was actually wanted by the workers. As well as you got to think, back when Hollywood, the big strikes first happened, they were like, the first offer that they gave was like, fine, we'll pay you 5% more and we can use your entire likeness and everything forever with AI as long as we want. Okay, fine. And then they denied that, and then Hollywood was like, see? Like, they're tactics, right? We saw it in the UK with the nurse strikes or whatever, one of the strikes, and the Prime Minister was like, okay, we offered them this deal, significantly less, but he did it in such a like, kid throwing a strop way, where it's like, we offered them this deal, so they better shut up now, okay?
Well, they actually fully threw a tantrum and just never went engaged in any other conversation again after that.
Yeah, like, they essentially submit an offer, and were like, and this is the last one, and we don't care anymore, and we're not gonna listen, okay? Take this, or go away!
I don't know how they thought that would work, like, unironically.
It's so, like, because it's a language thing, right? Same with this here, with Ford, GM, Stellantis. Look, Ford, I thought they'd agreed to something by now, but maybe they're, like, working together as well in other aspects. But I thought Ford had agreed to something. But it's the same kind of tactics, right? Like, the strat was to be like, oh, we offered them this, and they've said no, so that the general public then go, well, they already gave you an offer. Why don't you just take that offer? They said it was a good offer. They said it was a great offer. So why don't you just take it? Because it doesn't fix the actual issues. They're offering, naturally, as low as they could want to offer. And apparently there was a bunch of other info about the strikes as well, but it is a bit too out of my direct sort of knowledge or things that I'm following. If it comes up on Philip DeFranco, I'll hear about it. And then nothing outside of that, really. But I know, hopefully it's resolved soon, and hopefully people just get paid.
It won't be resolved soon, I can tell you that.
I mean, the writers one came to an end after, I want to say, many months. Like, many months. And the actor one is still going strong. The UK is always striking. The train system's a joke right now, but God, I'm not even gonna begin on all of that, because that's outside.
You should go on a strike as a passenger.
Yeah, that's what I should. Exactly. I think that's just called, like, riding without a fare is what that is. But there's not a lot else going on in car news. Like we mentioned with the articles before, AR12 was apparently a car journalist account now.
AR12's pulled some information out of thin air. Like, I don't know how he's done it, who his source is, but he's claiming... No.
So...
like, this article doesn't exist. I don't know where he's gotten this from.
So
I think he just wants to... He's claiming a new Celica is possibly... He's in a car, possibly in development. And the CEO and a chief technical officer wants it to exist.
Which means... about diddly squat is what that means.
It might appear in 5 years. It
New
might
Celica
not.
might appear. New Celica could exist. New Celica.
But he hasn't listened to source. I can't find it. No one has mentioned the Celica in the past like 3 months.
Was it not in the replies or anything?
Nope.
So if this rumor does end up being a bit more substantiated in the future, there is a chance that it's the 2-door.
It's not. The MR2 is a separate thing, apparently.
Oh, okay.
It seems like they're trying to revive all their old, like, sort of heritage models. because they brought back the 86 is the GT86. They've brought back the Supra, and if they bring back the MR2 and the Celica, they'll have all of them back then.
Yeah. So
but a Celica's not gonna work in this day and age.
So
I
that
think.
one was the MR2, the one that they're doing with 3 companies. What is that one?
Apparently,
Okay.
this is all hearsay from like 5 different people at this point.
Yeah. So if you didn't know, a while ago we talked about on the Stick Drift podcast, Toyota along with
Toyota, Suzuki, and Daihatsu.
Yeah, they're
Daihatsu are making a MR2.
Yeah, to make a brand new version of the MR2. It's apparently supposed to be really affordable as well.
But the new rumours are that it's using the GR Corolla engine.
Oh.
Which isn't EU emissions compliant.
Oh, so it's probably going to be a car we don't get.
I don't see the point of dumping. Suzuki, Daihatsu don't really sell well in the US, so why are they, unless we're going to get a different engine in the EU version, but I doubt it. It's meant to be cheap.
I guess, yeah. There's not a lot else that,
because it was meant to be, like, from what I understood, it was Toyota were doing the chassis and all the geometry development. Is it Daihatsu? It's one of the D brands, Daihatsu or Daewoo. I think it's Daihatsu. Daihatsu were doing the bodywork and Suzuki were doing the drivetrain development. But if it's using a Toyota engine, Suzuki is kind of there. Like, they're like, yeah, car exists.
I don't know, maybe they're making the rims. I don't know.
Suzuki don't make wheels.
No. It could be nice, though. If Toyota goes through a bit of a renaissance with the
Celica would be so... You gotta think, nothing...
If it's the 4-ride version of the Celica...
It's not going to be. It's not going to be.
Because, I mean, that thing's like... I mean, Alpine has revolutionized that sort of look. The two sets of 2 headlights.
But... The Celica is a sporty front-wheel drive, like, sports coupe. Imagine... all the generations of the Celica just kind of look rough, really. I can't see a front-wheel drive sports coupe 2+2 working in this day and age.
Yeah.
Especially when they've got the GT86.
I mean, they'd all be EV
the
as
MR2.
well, though, right? So.
No, they're not meant to be.
Oh, are they not? Oh, okay.
No, this is Suzuki were there because it's meant to use the hybrid powertrain from the Swift Sport.
Oh. So, if it all works, if we hear good things in the end, then it's just if any of these stories actually mean anything and they haven't just been like...
I'd be much more excited for the MR2 than the Celica.
Yeah. I mean, we were at a car meet the other day and I came out as a Celica hater. I don't really like the Celica.
Last gen Celica.
That version of it.
They are slow. They are ugly.
Yeah.
And they rust.
I think it looks like a fake... It looks like a toy car. It looks like a made-up sports car. Yeah. Is what the Celica looks like to me.
I mean, it's... I can see how in like 2003 someone thought it might have looked sort of cool as a drawing, but budget cuts hit the production hard.
In other bits of news, the Corvette, this from AR12 again because I'm just on the account, ZR1 spotted with massive rear wing. Whoa, 2 ZR1 prototypes seen, one with a huge wing and the other with a Z06. Z06's wing, I guess. ZR1 features additional intake sharpshooter, whatever. There's a big beefy version of the Corvette.
A car we're never getting in the UK.
I mean, yeah, that I guess, but it's the Corvette. Woo!
I'm not a fan of this generation Corvette.
Oh, you not? What compared to? As in, like, this whole style of the Corvette.
Yeah.
It's definitely... What I will say is it feels wrong compared to, like, every other generation of Corvette. Because every other generation of Corvette had the clown shoe design, right? Like, it had the sort of Z4, the main bit of the car's at the back, and then they have the big, long fronts. That's what the C2 looks like to me. That's what the C3 looks like to me. That's what the C7 looks like to me. That's why, not the C7, I think this is the C7, the C6, those Corvettes are like, they're like AMG GTs, but a Corvette, with the big long front, with all the engine and whatnot, and you're in the back. This one just became a different car, and I'll give you that. It's sort of just the...
How much does it cost?
The Corvette name. I
it's
imagine
same price as an Avira, basically. I would much rather on a mirror.
But if you paid attention to that one article way back when, it's America's Ferrari. So
This is probably quicker, yeah, but it looks like a GM product. Like it has that GM look about it that I don't think you can ever get rid of. It just looks.
I mean,
it doesn't look like a £70,000 car.
Yeah, no, I could probably.
The one without the wing, the one with the wing is like £100,000. So you can, yeah. It's not worth $100,000.
What is it? A CR8? Is that what this one is, or a C8?
C8, and then you got the ZL. What they've got like 8 different denominations. You got the ZL1, the Z06.
Yeah, the Corvette C8. It's I remember when it first came out. It still doesn't feel like a Corvette to me, but the back does look very Corvette. But from the front, it still doesn't feel very Corvette to me. I'm just going based off looks. Like, it looks like a different car.
You can see what I mean. It looks how I imagine the VX220 looks now. Like, it looks like a high-end car, but it still looks like a Vauxhall.
Would I be right to say it's closer to like an Acura NSX newer one than it is an older generation Corvette? Like, it looks like an older generation Corvette.
It does look like a new NSX.
Yeah, it's like an older generation Corvette wearing the skin of an NSX, or vice versa. Like an NSX cosplaying as a Corvette is what it looks like to me.
It has a very plasticky look to it.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's just something about it. I can't.
I mean, then again, that's the sort of vibe of these cars.
This might appeal to the average American.
They were boy band cars before, though, right? The Corvettes, that one generation with the round rear lights. That I wouldn't know how else to describe it. But
one with the round rear lights.
I
think I know the one you mean.
Yeah, like is that the C6 that I'm on right? C6 is the one I'm talking about. That's the real flimsy looking boy band generation kind of thing.
I think the C3 is the one that looks really cheap, but yeah,
I quite like the C2 and the C2 and the C3. Those are old school cars, right?
Yeah, but they are like actually plastic.
Yeah.
I think they have a fiberglass body, but the interiors, they are rough.
But the thing is, right, surely you get what I mean when I say each and every single one of these, even up to the most newest Corvettes before this, right, this thing, decently far back in the car, longer front, same with the C3, same with the C2.
Well, I mean, that's kind of because they have massive engines stuck in the front of them, but yeah.
But then it's gone from that to this. Like, tell me that's not the most random jump imaginable. Like, even the C...
Yeah, but it's gone mid-engine. I can't...
Is that why? Because it's mid-engine?
Yeah.
Now? Oh.
That's why it's America's Ferrari.
Because it's
mid-engine rear-wheel drive.
Alright. I suppose so. Because...
It would look quite peculiar if... Well, they wouldn't have had to fit the engine in the back to begin with.
Yeah.
If it had big, like, what's it called, front-rear layout-looking body with mid-rear actual layout, it'd be an interesting vehicle.
I will say, though, the older Corvette was quite nice, now that I'm looking at it. Like, I don't know if it's just this picture, but it's quite nice.
I don't like nice Corvettes. Like, maybe like
never?
C5, C6 are alright.
I don't even know what that looks like. It's not
the C4's the goofy one. I don't like the C4.
Oh, the C5 is like the very American
It's the very,
looking.
very wide, very flat.
Yeah, it's so American looking. Damn.
Those aren't bad.
I'd say like the this one. This one's cool. This one's cooler, is what it is for me.
I don't like that, Jen.
C6 to C7 being what I said. But
C7 is just not. It's not it.
But then at least there's something about it. It looks like a wasp, like the actual like it's got a real sharpness to it. It's a real buggy type thing. I don't know what it is about it. There's something about it.
It's either going to age very, very well,
or
very, very bad, and no in between.
I'm more curious what the next generation is going to look like, because even though Corvettes kept the same sort of shape, C6, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, except for 8. I'm curious what the C9 will look like now. I'm curious what the C10
It'll probably be an iteration of this. I imagine they'll keep it mid-engine.
You reckon? Well, I as in like looks-wise though, because even this to this, still a pretty big jump, 6 to 7, right? Even 2 to 3 was a decently big jump. C2 to C3. So I'm very curious to see. Obviously, it'll stay mid-engine, but I'm curious to see how refreshed the whole look will get. Because the back of the C8 is still kind of just the C7. So
yeah,
I'm hoping they do a lot, and maybe it means that they can. Maybe it's whatever. Hopefully, good car. I definitely think I'd.
We don't get it in
notice-
the UK, so it doesn't bother me. They can make it as bad as they want.
I'd still notice this Corvette before the C7.
I'd rather an Amira.
I
Zero
suppose,
British bias in
Yeah.
that statement. So.
But I offhandedly mentioned, but we can talk about another thing, which was that we were at a car meet recently, a pretty big one. We were at Santa Pod, which was when?
Jab show. It was
Jab show.
the
Oh, it was a weekend.
7th, 8th,
Yeah.
or 9th.
Something
8th,
like that.
8th.
It would have been that because it was a week ago and today's the 14th, so it would have been the 7th actual, unless it was Sunday, in case it was the 8th. You're right. But we went to...
It was the Sunday, yeah, it was the 8th.
Yeah. We went to Jap Show, which was pretty damn cool. We got there, we went in Editor Dylan's... I went in Editor Dylan's 350. You had to go in your Clio.
We've been in the Clio. Absolute
Yeah.
beast of a vehicle.
Made it all the way there. It wasn't too terrible of a journey, to be fair. Like, I want to say it wasn't bad at all. Then again, it wasn't too far for me.
It's like 40 minutes.
I'm in such an epicenter of everything. Like, Red Bull, Williams, Santa Pod, Silverstone.
Williams isn't close to you. I wouldn't go that far.
Is it not close to me? I thought you said it was close to me.
It's close-ish to you, but that's just kind of like because it's just in the middle.
Because I'm in, like, the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got there, parked up and whatnot, went in. Straight away, we're onto the drag strip, because there's a drag strip at Santa Pod.
We got there like an hour and a half late because...
Yeah.
It's Dylan.
Because he just didn't wake up on time, and then
he went to the wrong place.
Yeah, he went to the train station, and then finally got there. Then we got there an hour and a half late or whatever. We finally got to the drag strip, saw some cars run. We saw 2 cube cars. There was 2.
Yeah.
Who make those? They're
Nissan. They're called the Nissan Cube.
Yeah, there was 2 cube cars.
Genius name.
And those 2 were drag racing. There was a bunch of... It was like Bring Your Own Drag Racing was the one that was running at the time we got there.
Run what you brung.
Yeah. So it was like... It was stuff like...
MX-5s, like Silvias. There was 2 GTRs.
There was GTRs, yeah. There was like Civics, because everyone has a Civic.
Yeah.
Then we went from there to actually check out the car show a little bit. I want to say, at the beginning, I was a bit worried, because I was like, this is just the I Own a Civic convention. As soon as I got there, I was like, oh no. Because I didn't realize there was more than just the immediate area we'd gone onto. I realized after how big it was. But I got there and it was just Civics. It was just like one after another Civic.
Yeah.
And finally we got past all the Civics. But it seemed to have been a trend to have all the cars together. Because there was a whole row. I want to say minimum 30 in a row. I think would be
it was around. It would have been around 30. Yeah.
Yeah. Evos, Lancer Evos, all about the Evo. Is it 5 or is it 4? It's that kind of gen. I forget the numbers.
I don't remember.
Evo 4,
there was an Evo 9 in there, I think, but yeah.
But they were and all white, 30 in a row. Evos parked up. Spoiler to spoiler. Then on the opposite side was like 20 black Evos, similar generations, spoiler. Then after that was about 14 red Evos, spoiler to spoiler.
Well, there was also a row of there's like every Evo ever made ever
as well,
was there,
yeah.
apparently.
Like...
Yeah. There was a row of like Suzuki Swift Sports that were there as well.
Yeah.
There was a row of Nissan Cubes.
The Suzuki Swift row was cool because it was we saw it from the back, but that row was cool. There was only like one newer one in there, I want to say. The Evos were very cool. I posted on my Instagram story about most of those. what were some other monstrosities we saw? There was a big pink car. We saw an
There
NSX that we've
was
seen a few times.
every RXA that I see makes me want one less and less.
We
Like,
saw one.
no one
Yeah.
who owns one is of sane mental capacity. Like, I'm absurd of it.
Me and Dylan on our way in saw one that was an RXA customized by a Forza player because it just had default
Customized.
front lip and Forza aero. That was the whole customization.
Like,
It
I
was-
actually just went on Amazon, searched front,
Yeah.
like front lip, rear wing, and just add to
Yeah.
basket and buy.
Yeah, got it off the credit
Horrible.
card as well, and whacked it on the rear. It was terrible. We went exploring a little bit, and I want to say in the car park, and I want to say one of the craziest things I noticed is just how many, and I think I've got an obsession with these kind of cars now, is just how many cars that aren't wagons but are wagons I saw. There was like I can't even remember. There's almost every generation of a Civic has a wagon version.
Only the newest generation Civic didn't come in an estate in the UK.
Yeah, like all of those have.
Once you
wagon
notice them,
versions.
they are everywhere. Civic estates are very common.
Yeah, there was some disgusting generation of Civic wagons, but there was a mini wagon. It was a mini wagon. The front was a Cooper and the back was a Countryman. Like I saw it and it was like maybe it's just a Countryman, but the front I could have sworn the front was a Cooper. I went to the back. It was like a.
The early Countrymans were estate Coopers.
Is that what they were?
That's
'Cause
what
it was
they were. That's what they were. It was the name for the estate Cooper was the Countryman.
I want to say it was like a Cooper D
BMW.
or something like that. Like it had some weird name, but when I tell you, it was literally
rare.
like it was the front of a Cooper, the back of a Countryman, combined like that. There's also cars like
Sounds horrendous.
It was. It looked so odd. It looked like a brick on wheels. It was weird. There's also like a Skyline wagon, which I think is very drip as well. There's a bunch of really cool cars. What cars are wagons that aren't wagons? Strange wagons. Because the Skyline's a popular one, right?
Evo.
There's an Evo wagon. This thing I've just seen. It's
That is criminal.
For audio listeners,
I mean, they make a Toyota Corolla wagon as well. But...
Oh, there's a. What even is this? A Mustang Boss
Mustang.
wagon. It's an old school Mustang. It's
I
disgusting.
mean, sort of like 50s to 70s, everything in the US was an estate. Like they were a plague.
Yeah. DB5 wagon. Oh god. Then there's an Aston Martin wagon. Aston Martin wagon. Because I saw it. Yeah, it exists. What is it? It's a Vanquish Zagato expands to the family, which it's too small.
4 pixels.
Yeah, that's a real car. I saw it on like strange supercars or whatever. There is no room at the back there. You can't be
It's more of just like a shooting brake than an estate, really. I'd say it's no real practicality to it other than looks.
Yeah. And even then, it looks weird. Like it looks like it's been stretched back.
Yeah, it's wearing like a hat, but it just looks odd. I don't.
I love this whole thing though. Wagons that shouldn't be wagons are actually they're my new craze, is what they are.
You'd love the B&M car park. Like, you get some odd contraptions in there.
They're cool. I want to see more wagons that shouldn't be wagons. That I need a whole thing. Submit, comment your wagons that shouldn't be wagons. But a bunch of those. We went to. We looked at the car park. What else did we see? I don't know if we saw.
Need for Speed Final Boss type car. I don't know.
Oh,
It was that goofy thing.
There was like it was a. Was it another Civic? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it was
right?
Egg Civic.
Yeah, it was like slightly later Egg Civic with like all the canards. It had the more basic canards, spoilers, subtle stuff that not subtle. with
Had a very early
default,
2000s livery on it.
yeah, but like bronze, orangey bronze,
It was a bronze.
with Japanese lettering on the left side over the hood. The most Japanese, the most Need for Speed boss thing I've ever seen. There was nothing of note there too much, but did go drifting. There was a set of drift cars there. It was a 350Z, a Skyline,
MX-5.
an MX-5,
Two Skylines, an MX-5.
two Skylines. The thing that I was in was like a Sylvia?
It was a Sylvia S.
Hang on a minute. You know the Sylvia I was in, that I drifted in, so I paid to get drifted in the cars, which was actually, it was very, very fun. I enjoyed the experience. I'm just putting two and two together. I think we've seen it before.
It's the one with the clear doors. It was at JDMK, yeah.
Yeah, it was a JDMK. I thought so. I've just pieced that together. It had.
So it was this
doors.
MX-5 as well, by the way. This big yellow one.
Oh yeah. I know we've seen this thing later on, but it didn't have its like brothers with it.
No, it's lost its friends.
Yeah, but in the one vlog video I've ever done, there was a clear. That's crazy to think that I drove in the one that I saw way back when. But
Milka Copeland.
Oh wait, this blue that 350 as well. That's right behind me there.
That's not the one that we took photos of. It's
was
a
it
different
not?
one.
Okay,
No,
okay.
that's a convertible. Never take photos of a convertible.
I imagine we saw some of these though. I know we saw this thing. It's a Skyline, an NSX. That thing we saw at Jap Show as well. This thing right here, the same rims and everything. I can't believe I've just put two and two together. That we yeah, kind of cool. But that was cool. I got drifted in that, and it was very, very sick. Honestly,
there was an anime S2000 that was a petrol headism that we went to that was there as well. That was
is it the one where you lift the hood and it's got
yeah.
If you wanna, no, underneath the hood it had a rather promiscuous anime character is what it had.
It has Goku on the door as well. So.
But I drifted. I will say, out of a McLaren Artura, Dylan's 350, and the drift car, I would say the order went in like excitement of enjoyment. I genuinely would say it went Artura was, I had to big those reactions up when I was in the Artura. It actually wasn't all that, and I will say that right now. I remember being in it, and I have to be like, whoa, but I felt more thrown back when Dylan would floor it in the 350 than I did in the Artura.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, I can't really floor the Artura on public rides.
I guess, yeah. But then again, apparently, there was one bit where he was big old able to, but I think there was only once where I properly felt like that he was flooring the car. Which sucks, which definitely sucks. I'm definitely curious what would have been the car. I don't actually know if I can say that. Never mind. No, I don't. I was about to say something I don't actually know if I can say. But
breaking NDA on live on the podcast.
A price of car meat food? God damn. That is criminal. I don't know if that's
the burger
just
wasn't too bad. Burger was £4.
It was like
quite good.
I want to say like 10 quid for a pizza.
You paid £10 for like a pebble of pizza. That's your fault.
But we went from there. It was £20 to drift, so that was alright. I guess it was 2 pizzas worth to drift. Then we went back to the drag strip at one point, and they launched off the rocket car near the end. Actually, they launched the rocket car. What time did that do? Did that even do the quickest?
Done a 550 at like 280, I think.
I could have walked that. What was that like? What was that? It's 3 mile time. I could have done that. Easy.
The guy got out and pushed it today. It was
absolutely. That was terrible. But that thing was sick. It was big ol' explodey engine and whatnot, and that thing raced by. But speaking of going to car meets, Noel Miller of the TMG podcast I was recently listening to at the gym was talking about going to car meets, and he was talking about a tractor race that he went to at a car meet recently, which I want to say you sent me or I saw somewhere, because I think it was at like a bigger event of some kind in America, but some massive tractor race. And then they started talking about some kind of tractor race where they have like the engines in the front and they pull the tractor. Like
yeah, tractor pulling.
Is that what it is? Because it's like that's straight up pod racing is how they described it.
It's not that really. They just attach like things like 8-9 tons to a trailer and they have to pull it like 80 meters. It's not that.
Is that what it is? The way they described it was like rocket cars. Is how they.
Well, I mean, they have like 8 engines on the front of the things. Yeah, they fire everywhere, but they don't do much.
Oh, there must be something. But what obscure? What I wanted to do with that? What obscure racing series are there?
Combine harvester racing. I know they do that over here.
Is that actually a thing?
Yeah.
You know what I love is that most obscure racing things. They also talked about like Thailand tractor racing, because apparently that's a thing. Like Thailand rednecks will race tractors and whatnot. I love that it's just like something that involves a motor of some kind, and those people being bored enough to go, well, I guess we'll race them now. I can't find anything for combine harvester racing. I'll
find something.
You have to. If you don't want to, I don't know if you would know what a combine harvester is, viewers. I'd hope you would. There's lawnmower racing as well. I see something. What is that? I might have found an image of it. Harvester race. Maybe. I know there's semi-truck racing. I think because they
do it in Lind. In the UK.
Where is Lind?
Here we go. I'll send. There's just a 7-minute video. The first one is just someone getting obliterated. So this is a great start. I think this is in the UK. I don't know. This is basically what it is.
Let me bring that up on screen.
I don't know what the copyright's going to be like on this.
Oh, is it even racing or is it just straight up like?
Well, it's more of just
derby.
Racing. It's just abuse.
Oh no, yeah, they are like what, like the robot wars or whatever it is. Demolition. What is this intro?
It starts off as a race.
What is this? Demolition Derby, man. That is a 2010s intro. Is what that is. That is terrible.
Really, the poor guy's intro.
So.
Oh, this is in Michigan. This is in the US, but it's basically the same thing.
Yeah. So they do have it in the US, and they seem to be properly souped up for it.
Of course they have it in the US. If we have it here, they have it in the US, but it's got more American flags on it.
Yeah. So it's not like
in the UK, it's just like oval racing.
Yeah.
But it devolves into this. No one cares.
This one seems to have
one person gets spun around and that's it. They go the opposite way down.
Well, surely as soon as you hit a tire, like how much maneuverability can there be?
Well, they're meant to go around fields. They have quite good maneuverability.
I guess so. The small rear tires and then the massive front ones. So they've got big front pull, I imagine. Good maneuverability in the rear. Someone's lost a tire there, by the way. That guy's down a tire. This one's way more. They seem fitted to do this rather than, oh, we're bored. I'll just race this thing on the weekends. This thing looks like it's souped up to race here. They can't be cheap, surely.
No, I didn't think they were very cheap, but yeah.
Like, I can't imagine the repairs are cheap either. What is the crowd like? I need to hear the response to this. You get a little but nothing really. No, nothing. They just sort of bash into each. Oh wait, did someone's fall off there actually? Most replayed. Here we go. Oh, whoa! An actual damage hit. Apologies to audio listeners. We are watching some high intense gameplay here. There you go. His full front thing's fallen off, and he's now driving over it. Are the tires not air tires? Like, how is... I don't understand how the tires
They're
survive.
like tractor tires, but how would I explain a tractor tire? It's just a tire. Yeah, there's air in it.
What other obscure racing things is there? Because, yeah, there's semi-truck racing, as far as I'm aware. The big, like, brick wall semi-trucks. Those race, as far as I know, because there's... Forza has that, like, big one with the spoiler and
That
whatnot.
one's officially recognised by the British Automotive Association.
What, is it, like,
That's
the
live
series?
streamed on BARC, yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's, like...
There's a full series for it, yeah.
Oh, alright.
It's like a it used to be like a British touring car support series at one point, yeah.
WRC is struggling. That's
Ironically, there's more teams in the BARC's lorry racing series than WRC.
Do they have
I'll
actual
leave it at that.
sponsors? Like,
Yeah. I imagine the BARC's got a list of whatever they have.
Yeah. Obscure racing series is however you 10 craziest racing series you won't believe actually exist. Number 1 on this list is Barbie Jeep Racing. What? Oh, there's an actual racing series for kid cars. For, like, the Range Rovers and the
little
the
quad bike.
Mercedes. Yeah. That's pretty good, to be fair. That's good. That's a childhood dream coming to life, I suppose. I've been hit with a please
Championships.
sign up to our membership. There's D-Van GP, which is just a bunch of vans. See, this isn't obscure at all. Jaguar all-electric SUV racing series? That's just dumb.
There's 4 people go to that. That is pretty obscure, I'd imagine.
What's the best way to get the public excited about an upcoming electric SUV? Why, create a single model racing championship to go with it, of course.
What are the attendance figures for that? It's got to be single figure, like...
This article is from Auto Guide, by the way. It can't have done crazy well, no. With a random...
On the BARC, just scroll down to the bottom and you've got the 2CV Parts Championship, where they just race Citroen 2CVs. OT Publishing Coupe Cup. What? It's just cars I've never seen. The Pickup Truck Racing Championship.
Didn't mean for that to play, audio listeners, my bad.
What else you got here? CTCRC, which... It's got a Jaguar with, like, nothing on it as a profile picture.
There's Power Racing series that I'm looking at right now, which is, like... I don't know how to describe it. They're, like, almost kid cars. They're, like, the in-between between kid cars and go-karts. This thing right here, I don't know what I'm looking at. Some of them are, like, real... One of them was a Beetle. One's, like, a Jeep. I don't know what...
Inside.
I don't know what these are. One's a police
car.
car.
They're just go-karts with cardboard bodies on.
I guess. Then we've got European Truck Racing Championship. Like you said, that one's recognized?
There's the British Truck Racing Championship, which is the official one.
Oh, alright. United States Lawnmower Racing Association. Again, what I love about all of these is that they start with just something has a motor and enough people have it. I
mean, they did this on F1 once. They had all the drivers race around lawnmowers.
That sounds fun. Why don't they do more stuff like that? That sounds very
they
fun.
get hurt.
Oh, do they? Oh. How are they getting more hurt doing this than doing regular F1?
Yeah.
I
wonder how.
Tuk racing? That sounds fun. They've got actual
the official e-scooter racing series advertised on TikTok all the time. I see that.
Oh, is that a thing? There's an e-scooter racing?
They're like on those like Lime scooters.
Yeah.
With full levers. They look so hard.
Surely that's just like weigh 3 kilograms challenge. Like surely that is just.
They have like aero on the scooters. It looks it's so hard.
Surely that is literally just like. Diet. Like, surely that's just get to 50 kg. Like, I could probably win that championship. Electric scooter championship? What are you talking about? electric scooter.
It's the one with the yellow logo. You'll see the images. If you go to images and you type e-scooter racing championship, it's that. Like
There
they've got
we go.
aero fronts on the scooters with their.
Oh yeah, I see. Oh, I think I saw something about this a while ago. I just never got it on my For You page again. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Dude,
advertised hard on TikTok at one point. Yeah.
they are. That's... I love it, people.
I wonder what the meta is in this series.
Exactly right. Who's the Verstappen of this? Like,
It was like it was scooter trophies lined up on the shelf.
exactly. I'm telling you, there's a beauty in a
And they sponsored, like they actually have sponsors
Yep.
by the looks of it. Some of them.
You have a motor, you're bored enough, you go, let's race them. And then eventually there's rules and teams. And
There's a round in the UK. You have to go.
I might have to. We might have to go
Where
to
is
one
the
of
candy?
these.
You know, May. It's in May apparently.
All right, we will stay up to date with that. Someone remind us in January, February, March, April. In April that we need to go to the scooter racing championships. Then we have
It's in London.
oh, okay, I could go to that easily. Snowmobile water drag racing. That's kind of whatever, sure.
That sounds like a death wish, but yeah, carry on.
Sang-Young Racing Series.
That's just like Vauxhall Carb. That's not.
Is it just a specific car? Okay.
It's just a one make or one manufacturer series.
Figure 8. It's been a account. This YouTube video is no longer available because the YouTube account associated with it has been terminated for Figure 8 chain racing. What is that? Is that just Demo Derby? I guess?
It looks like Demo Derby. It's probably Demo Derby, but I don't know, the opponent can throw live grenades at you or something.
That
That's
is
America.
like, that's actually what Crew Demo Derby cars look like. I always thought Crew Demo Derby was inaccurate. Hang on a minute.
I mean, the Crew Demo Derby cars are just like American oval stock car things. They're just steel tube chassis, V8 in the front, rear-wheel drive, solid axle. As cheap as humanly possible to make is what they are.
Like, what is this? That's...
Those, I've seen those before with the big fins on the top. They
the
exist.
hat. I know.
Looks like that guy's about to get obliterated, but yeah.
Yeah. I imagine that's the point of this series. Then is that hope you don't get clotted on the connection of the figure 8.
Well, they do that in the UK as well. I've seen it. Yeah, it's figure 8, and you ram people.
Yeah,
on the crossover. Yeah.
What does the caddy racing look like, or the tuk-tuk racing? Okay, they've
I'd
actually
imagine
got
it's
roll
just-
bars, so. Do they? Why is this door open? Yeah, one of those.
Maybe it's active aero.
I was gonna say it's a strat, right? You get the door open on the side you're turning, pushes the air away. You know.
He's got his Pagani Huayra aero.
The thing is, right? There's just no power though. Like, what's the point in racing something?
There is no point. I can't imagine it's very interesting to watch.
Yeah, right. Oh, never mind. You say that. Whoa. Jeez, this is a Verstappen Hamilton 2.
He just spin on his own,
He just
and
spun
the
on
other
his
guy
own.
follows him up.
He just slid. Yeah, that's just he was just going in a straight line and slid. That's you wouldn't even need like a tire change or anything with this, surely. Like, there's
No, most of these lower ones you don't really need. So.
yeah. Obscure racing series are definitely they're a fun thing to look through. Have you found any more?
I mean, no, I'm just looking for
I
the
know
RC list.
There's RC ones as well. Those are actually quite cool.
Those aren't obscure. They do those in Aaron Regis. I've seen those a lot.
Yeah, they're cool though. Like RC racing.
Yeah, I would call that like crowds for that. That's not
I know
more people go to that than the Jaguar E Cup.
Yeah, but it looks cool, right? It's like you raced a little tiny thing. That's a cool way of going.
I imagine there's a plane one as well and a helicopter one.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's people who have like proper drifting things with RC cars. I think I watched this specific one. I saw it, got curious, and I was like, what does this look like? Like, relative to their size, right? if this was real cars, 1-for-1, right? 1-for-1 recreated.
Yeah, I don't think real drivers can pull like 8 Gs round a corner.
That's what I'm
Unfortunately,
saying, right? That's what I'm saying. What they're missing with this. What I'm
Have a
about to
stroke every
revolutionize this.
corner.
I'm about to revolutionize this sport, right? What they're missing is, right, the cameras and camera tricks to make small things look big-sized. So, like...
You can't make something pulling 8 Gs around a corner look normal size.
No, but hear me out. Like a
Doing like F1 times 2 turns when it's got no downforce.
But that's the thing, right? But if they're just able to use the camera tricks to make it look bigger, then it would look insane going around at that speed.
There's no camera trick that's making this. Like, it just wouldn't work.
Well, like using models, right? Using scale models in cinema. That's a thing. People do that, right? If they just use...
That's the 2CV profile image. That's what they use to get you enticed into the official British 2CV.
2CV... What is that? That is whoa, it's in 2CV.
Whoa.
No, but hear me out.
2CVs.
A tiny camera at the back of every car or front or whatever, like they do in like NASCAR. Okay, yeah, but they can't add that much.
Yeah, these weigh like 500 grams maximum. The camera adds like 50% to that.
They're missing a trick, okay? Like little cameras on the bank turns or whatever, on the inside of a turn. And the cameras where the car goes racing by.
Using perspective works for stationary objects and sort of things that could look real.
Nope.
This is so beyond the realm of possibility.
You're a hater. What's happening here is you're a hater.
Yeah.
That's. Just say it clearly, all right?
He's got his Scalextrics type grip. Just get him in the turns.
Why is there no Hot Wheels racing series? That's what I want to know.
Probably is.
There probably actually is, though. I mean, there's the ones that people host on TikTok, right? Where they just have the, like...
Is there? You say this like this is common knowledge.
Have you not seen those? I get those all the time.
You see my For You page.
Like...
Do you think that would be on there?
They'll have a little downwards track, and then they'll have, like, a full championship where they race them down the downwards track.
Just RNG. What do you mean, race series? There's no skill involved in that. It's just who has the more wheelie car.
Well, no, you don't get it because the story works. There's a story, you know.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure
Sometimes...
the Hamilton come up of Hot Wheels is an inspirational story.
Sometimes they chuck in, like, sometimes they do a full race of all cars, like from the movie Cars. They do all the NASCARs, and sometimes they race like Hot Wheels and stuff, or the Batmobile. You're missing out, all right? You're missing out. They're satisfying to watch, and they're cool, and I've got dedication to those.
I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it is.
But
I mean, there's that one I sent you ages ago, like the Fords, the Hub ones essentially, the Pro Hub ones IRL.
Like old school cars racing.
That's another one of them. But like, they just like, do we have enough people to host a race series? Yes.
Well,
sure.
That's what it is. It's just something has a motor, and enough people own it to go, I'm bored enough to race. Then there's restrictions. Then they start souping them up specifically for it, and then it's out of their hands, right?
Who's the Williams of E-Scooter Championship?
Exactly.
Like Orange, yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? Like, even regular racing, even F1 evolved from regular racing, which evolved from people with a car going, we could race this car, and then we have F1 now, right? Which I feel like I'm just telling the story of the pro racing from the Crew 2, but
okay, Anita. Go
on. I can't find anything else though. Voyager Sands premise, which, like, it's
I mean, you get like Doombo racing in the sand. I've seen that before.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. Like that guy's
this looks very interesting.
2017.
Looks on the front of like a Corsa C. Half the front of it's gone, and they're just driving around sand.
It's Goodwood, I'm fairly certain. It's on the Goodwood website at least, but it's like Jet Sprint without Jet Sprint. Instead, it's hatchbacks, and they're torn apart.
What? It's like Jet Sprint with no water or no boats, but there's cars on a track.
What I mean is, like, the route looks Jet Sprint, right? Like, that's what I mean.
I don't think these cars have enough power to get on a straight. Like, what is this? Why is...
Where do you overtake? Oh, that's brilliant, actually. We've got caravan race. Oh, that...
I've seen this in real life, so this isn't exactly.
Have you? You've went to see caravan racing before. What's the law there?
Living in the middle of nowhere. They run out of stuff to race at one point.
What, did your dad want to go to it, or like what?
There was a track nearby that just done whatever they wanted when they wanted, and this was one of the things they did.
That sounds kind of cool.
Like that's right. That's how I know combine racing exists, because I did that there at one point.
I mean, there probably is an art to this, right? Like, I imagine if your caravan goes...
Nobody takes this seriously. Like, there's probably one person in the group try-harding, but it's just drive around until you could pit maneuver someone, and then someone else rams into them because it's funny.
Yeah, but that would be fun to watch, to be fair. We need to go and watch all these obscure racing series.
I mean, it's not really that hard to find one. It's just such a local dirt track, and they'll have something like the Robin Reliant series. They'll just ram each other.
So, Robin Reliant, three-wheel car racing.
But that's what I mean. They're just tracks like this. It is a dirt oval with some netting around the outside that they somehow have a license for.
But my alarm's going off, and that's basically all the obscure series is, all the shenanigans from the car meet, all the news. That's just about all there is for the main bits of the Stick Drift podcast, and, well, there isn't a lot for the rest of it. My alarm's going off, so I need to go stop that. But there's nothing going on anywhere else.
No games.
No games. I mean, Forza and WRC, you can start talking about those while I turn my alarm
I
off.
know nothing about them, but yeah, I guess I can
Exactly what you do know. You can mention...
They exist. Yeah. I mean, WRC came out recently, and people seem... I don't think it's come out. The early access videos have come out, and people seem to enjoy it. So, but we've seen nothing of it apart from the pre-alpha footage.
WRC allegedly good. So
it looks good, yeah, but we've only seen a few pre-alpha videos of it. So.
Motorsports allegedly bad.
Motorsports, everyone's just saying, how has this taken 6 years to make? Question mark.
The GT, the Gran Turismo 7 comparisons are still going. Which, you know what's crazy? You know how wild it is that it's like, in open world, Need for Speed, Crew, everyone's like, oh, these games are nothing compared to Forza. Here's what this car looks like in the Crew 2. Here's what it looks like in Forza. And now it's the exact opposite with Gran Turismo and Motorsport. You see how this car looks in Motorsport? Look how disgusting it looks in Forza, or in Gran Turismo. Look how much better it looks in Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
People have been dogging on it. TDU maybe ramping up the production, but the advertising...
It might exist. Ian Bell was posting... Is his name Ian Bell? I think I might have made that up.
I don't know.
Sounds like the guy from a film, but yeah, the guy who owns... who used to own Slightly Mad Studios, they're making a new game that looks good.
Oh, okay.
Graphically. They've shown no gameplay, but they've just shown images. It looks really good graphically.
Yeah, but Need for Speed Unbound look amazing graphically in the first things they showed, so...
Yeah. Well, these are in-game screenshots, apparently.
Okay. Well,
I don't trust what Ian Bell says.
So was Unbound, alright? So was
Unbound.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. I don't trust what he says anyway, so...
yeah. But the thing is, right, TDU, they could be ramping up advertising. I'm fairly certain all they've shown is stuff they already showed.
October now? It's not coming out till next year.
Yeah. Not late, but like late into the quarter. So like March, likely.
Yeah.
It'll be nice once it's finally out, but we've still got like 6 months. We're still 6 months out, I suppose. I mean,
yeah.
This was by the point where the Crew Motorfest by this point had done. Well, now we're at 6 months away. As far as I remember, Motorfest had done full reveal. I want to say trailer and like maybe hands-on, but I think that might have been 4 months out. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember.
No. And yeah, what they're posting on their Twitter seems to just be everything that was in the article. Like they're just sort of nothing brand new just yet. I hope that game's good. I think now that all of it's died down, I've just gone back to like, look, I hope it's just good. That's all I want. But nothing going on in motorsport.
I mean, there is.
Is there? Okay.
So there's like 3 sentences worth. Gian Zarco's the new championship leader in MotoGP.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also on Ducati, so it's just like, well, another Ducati is leading the championship.
No. Well,
And in the race, it was. I watched it this morning. I've already forgotten. Jean Zarco. It was then Marco Bezzecchi and then Luca Marini. I think it was 3 Ducatis. So I just kind of stopped caring at that point.
oh.
It's MotoGP's MotoGPing. It's just
The
Ducati,
Red
Ducati,
Bull
Ducati, and then you'll get the odds KTM and Yamaha that might wake up once in the race and be up there.
What I really want to know in motorsports is who's the Ducati of electric scooter racing. That's what I want to know.
That is true. We need who is the Williams? Who is
Exactly.
the Red Bull? Who is the Verstappen?
Till we find out, like the podcast, leave a review on the podcast, give us a 5-star
If
review.
you race in the
whichever.
U-Scooter Championship, I don't know, you'll get an interview.
Exactly. Hop on the podcast and we'll talk to you and we'll let us race on your e-scooter.
Are you the Verstappen of e-scooter
Exactly.
Championship?
Sell yourself, you know. Then, yeah, leave a review on the podcast, like the podcast and whatnot. Subscribe and follow on Spotify. I'm going to start looking through some reviews as soon as it allows me to. And then I should be reading out some of the 5-star reviews. And I think I can see some on Spotify for podcasts.
All of them are 5-star reviews. I know that much.
Yeah, we've got 5-star reviews.
And they're all saying how good our opinions are. 'Cause they're always correct.
Exactly. As we often are.
I'm sure me calling the C8 bad and I prefer the mirror is a very good opinion that everyone is going to share.
Everyone, especially the Americans.
Everyone in America is going to be jumping for joy. Whoa, Josh, such a great opinion.
But on that note, we'll see you boys in the next one in a bit.